This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So, Johnny, I have some friends. And
really?
Yeah, just a few. They're my wife's friends, so I call them my friends.
There you go.
Right, I had to pay them a little bit.
Happy early anniversary, by the way.
Oh, thank you. So they are looking at realtors, and they heard your show, and they said that they want a realtor that's young because they feel like they can probably negotiate on the commission, and that realtor is going to be more available because they want to go see a ton of houses, right? Yep. They're one of those people. They want to see every available home in the state of California before they decide. So I was telling them, Johnny Jennings, he's really experienced and he's sold a lot of homes. They're like, we want somebody fresh, just got their license so that we can push them around a little bit. They're going to be super available. We call them up. They're going to take us where we need to go.
Yeah.
And they'll probably, give us a better deal. What do you think about that? Because I said, well, what about an experienced person that can, because I heard an experienced person has better negotiating skills, can close a deal better. What is your perspective on that? A green realtor just started versus an experienced realtor.
Well, I would like to ask your friends the question, if you were getting heart surgery, would you want to go with the guy that's doing it super cheap and is new? Or would you want to go with somebody that has been doing this for a long time, might be more expensive, but has a track record of success?
Well, they would probably say they also want a heart surgeon that's available, that will take their calls, right? And that can get it done fast.
Yeah. So it really comes down to what they're looking for. Okay. People oftentimes think that the only way to save money is to save on commissions. That's they think that's the most expensive part. And yes, it is expensive. I'm not saying it's not, but every time you swipe a card, there's a fee. Right? Every single time you buy milk, you buy eggs, you do anything, there's a fee. There's just your financial advisor. He's managing your money. There's a fee every single year. Right. But you're only buying a house once every 5, 7, 10 years. And yes, there's going to be a fee for that. So what I would tell your friends is, what's more important to you? How much money you're saving in total, or how much money you're saving on commissions, because those two are not linked. Like, we have to break the paradigm that, hey, commissions are the only way to save on a deal. Because you're right, somebody that's experienced knows how to negotiate. They know how to communicate with the listing agent. They might have a good reputation in the community, and your offer might get picked over somebody else's because they're confident that because think about it from the listing agent's perspective, whoever we end up working across from, are they going to get the deal done? Because if you go into contract and that deal doesn't go through, that's like the kiss of death. All of a sudden, you can count. You're going to more than likely lose thousands of dollars off the sale of that home price when the next buyer comes in, because everybody's going to want to know what happened. Why didn't it sell the first time? Even though if you say, hey, due to no fault of the seller. And so there's so many. If you think all the agent does is open doors and write paperwork, then I can totally get why you think cutting commissions is the best way to go. Like, not you, but whoever it is that wants to do that. But when you realize, hey, that's not what they do, that's like that can be automated. Like, you can give a kid a super lockbox, he can get licensed and he can open up doors. Like, that's not what you're paying your real estate agent for. You're paying your real estate agent to know the neighborhoods, know how to negotiate, know how to protect you in the agreement, know what's normal. Because you may say, hey, I want this, and this, and the deal blows up because what you wanted was out of line for what's typical for the market. Or you may have not asked for enough things. The seller may have been willing to negotiate more on certain items, and your agent didn't know how to do that. And so it really comes down to experience. Another way to look at it is, why is that agent not busy? Why are more people
Why are they so available?
Why are they so available? Why aren't more people working with them if they're so great and they're willing to reduce their commission? I prefer to pay a premium for somebody who's going to get the job done, because at the end of the day, quality trumps quantity in terms of pricing. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think also what I appreciate about you and your team is it's a team. It's not just one person trying to get everything done, where you have a network on your cell phone of vendors, of resources and information that, snap of a finger, you're connected with them. So whatever question they have or whatever needs to get done, I mean, we all know this. When you have a team of experts together, you're going to fix problems and solve and address issues and get things done more efficiently than if you're by yourself trying to do it solo. And a lot of new realtors are hustling, and maybe they're working hard, but again, they're new, so they're trying to do it solo. And you've learned that, hey, it's better to do things as a team.
Yep. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And to get from start of the transaction to the end of the transaction, that is a long distance you have to cover. If you're going to go that far, you have to go together, and you have to have people supporting you and backing you up in that process. And so when it comes to, hey, should I pay somebody that has a lower fee and is more available, or somebody that maybe has the experience, I would recommend go with somebody that is hungry, humble, ready to learn, but also has the backing of a team.
Yeah.
Because how hard, if you're gonna discount somebody, if you're gonna say, hey, I get everybody else is paying you X, but I'm gonna pay you half of that, how hard are they really gonna work for you?
Right.
Are they gonna really show you 50 houses?
Right.
If like, let's say you came to us and you wanted to work with the Made for More team, we have 30 agents who can show you houses. So if one agent isn't available or another agent is available, we can find somebody to show you those homes and get you in there first before anybody else.
Right.
And if you're going with the cheap person that is either run ragged because they're so cheap, or they're cheap because they're just desperate for a deal, do you want somebody that's desperate for a deal, or do you want somebody that's desperate to find a deal for you?
Yeah. And I look at it oftentimes as it's not a game, but it is somewhat of a competition, and I want to be on a winning team. Because with a negotiation, I wouldn't say there's a winner and a loser, but you do want someone that's going to advocate for you, that's going to fight for you, and is going to win when it comes to the negotiation, is going to win for me. That's who I want. I want somebody who has a track record of winning, closing deals, getting more for homes, getting in there and doing what my ultimate goal is, and having confidence in that. I think when you go and you look for an attorney or a lawyer, you look at how many cases have you won? How much money have you won for your plaintiffs? Because that shows that they've got a proven record of winning, right? Yeah. And I think it's similar to when you work with a real estate agent. You want to work with somebody that has a track record of winning, of winning for their clients. Yeah,
that has a track record of success.
Yeah.
And so if you're out shopping, you're gonna, what is it? You can have something done fast, you can have something done well, and you can have something done cheap. Right? Those are the three different qualifiers. Pick two. Right? So you can have something done fast and cheap, but it won't be done well. And when you're talking about purchasing a home, this isn't something. This is, people forget about buying a car. This is costs many times your typical car. And so this is something you only do every, so many years. And then when you go to sell it, a lot of people's retirement, a lot of people's net worth is tied up in this.
Yes.
In this purchase. And so you're now willing to discredit all of that to save 1%.
Right.
Right? When in the grand scheme of your financial outlook, that is not going to change the picture. What could change the picture is, are you overpaying for the house? Is your agent negotiating for you? Are you selling the house for top dollar? Things like that.
I've made those mistakes in my life, not necessarily in real estate, but trying to go the cheap route, trying to save money.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I think, why did I do that? Why didn't I just spend a few more bucks to get the better quality product or go this route?
Yeah.
And now, I'm screwed because it didn't turn out the way I wanted to,
Yep. So this kind of segues a little bit into like the top mistakes agents typically. Top mistakes sellers typically make when selling their home. There's 5 of them. And so can you guess any of them? What do you think?
The top 5 mistakes that real estate agents make?
That sellers make when trying to sell their house.
Well, I would assume pricing it too high.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is
that one of them?
That is definitely one of them. That is probably like my biggest.
Well, it's their baby. I get it. Their emotion. We've talked about this before. Emotion is tied up into it. And when there's emotion, obviously that home is priceless. You can't even put a price on that tree house or those marks in the house where their little baby girl grew up.
Yeah.
Their home is it's their home. It's not a house. It's more than just 2x4s. It's their home. So you can't put a price on that. So obviously they're going to want to get the most money for it as possible.
And I totally get it. And I want you to get the most money for it as possible. But if you overprice the home, it's not going to sell. You're not going to get the most money possible. It's going to sit.
Right.
And as it sits, then you're going to start having to do price adjustments. And then when you finally do get an offer, you'll only have one, typically, if you've been on the market a long time. And then they're going to come in even lower. And then they're going to do the request for repairs, and they're going to come even lower. And so when it's all said and done, you're going to net far less. You're going to make far less money than if you would have priced the home aggressively out the gate, gotten multiple offers, and closed on the home. And that's not even counting the carrying costs. Like if your mortgage is $3,000 a month and the house is on the market for 6 months, that just costs you $18,000 in a home you didn't want to be in the first place.
There you go. All right, what are the other four?
Other four. So believing your house is the exception to the rule. Right?
Oh, right.
Is one of them. Thinking that it's about them. Hey, this is what I need. This is what I need to make out of the house. Right?
Right.
Yeah, it's totally up to the seller. It's your house, your rules. You can totally pick the listing price, but it's up to the buyer to determine what that house is ultimately going to sell for because they're the one bringing the money to the equation.
That's important, yeah.
Right? So it's not about you. It's about the buyer. Believing your house is the exception to the rule. Not removing your personal footprint. Like, hey, I love this nude portrait of myself, right? Like, okay, great, I get it, but it should come down because not everybody's going to like that picture, okay?
Right.
So doing that, not conducting a home inspection. This is like overpricing the home and not conducting a home inspection is huge, especially with Bay Area buyers because in the Bay, that's what they're accustomed to. They're accustomed to having the seller to perform those inspections up front. And if the seller is not performing those inspections up front and they're coming out here, they're wondering, why not? What are they hiding? It's just, highly, highly recommend you get those inspections done up front. And then believing that my home is special and the buyer will see it the same way I do, right? It's your home. They may have different expectations. You may like the green wall, but they may not like the green wall.
You may think you have a cute baby, but
oh, man.
maybe
that's
not.
A whole other thing. Somebody sent us a picture of our boy, Jack, when he was little, and I sent a picture back of Gollum. I was like, man.
You didn't think your baby was cute?
No. The
Wow.
dude, he was, I thought he was scary looking.
Really?
Yeah.
What did your wife think?
She said, that's horrible. It's just because he doesn't have any hair. I said, yeah.
Okay, you know what? We don't have enough time to dive into this topic. We definitely are going to have to cover this in the next show.
Hey, I'm just being real. He's a cute kid now, but he wasn't then. All right, Matt.